right, so I was messing around. Been wanting to mess with the probability, and of course the micro timing is insanely good. And I started thinking to myself, man, this is like just some of these features that we really need in the SP404 that would have made the SP404 just that much better. You know, the SP404, when it didn't have the TRX mode, I was like, it was kind of hard because your timing had to be immaculate when you're drumming, and it was very hard to make a song. Then they added that in, and I was like overwhelmingly impressed, I must say, by what they added. But it still always lacked that one or two little things that could have made it better. And I think the micro timing is just that, and it's not super hard to use. So here on this one, it's challenging because there's a lot more button pressing on here. So I get it. Like it's a lot to learn. And then the screen don't help because it's not super, like this is obviously is 72 BPM, but some of the things on there can be quite challenging to learn. Some of them you need to learn. Some of it you probably don't need to worry about as much when you first get started. But just wanted to talk about the probability on this thing, and I didn't realize how impressively good it could be. I need to read the manual more about it, but I'm just showing you what I see. So if you hit here, you see when you press this in, the things that are lit are the things that are active. And that's kind of how the SP was too. When you press a button, if something is lit, then it's typically, you know, active and you can do something with it. So if you press the grain, you cycle through these different things. So I'll show you what they are. So here you're on the first step sequence, the first 16. Now I have mine just set to 16. If you didn't, you would see other ones here, but you only see that. Then you have this N. I still haven't figured out exactly what the N C4 is. I think it's just the note, but where you can change the note down here. I don't know why I'd do that, but okay. Maybe it has to do with the pitch. This is the volume. So you can change the volume for each because it doesn't have velocity sensitivity. You can't, and by the way, you do have to hold it. That's one of the things that's kind of a kicker. It would be nice if you touch granular and it just stayed on point where you don't sit here and have to hold the note. But the purpose of this is so that you hold a note and change that note really quick, whatever you want to do. So anyway, this is velocity, even though it looks like a U. This is probability. Now here's where it's fun. You just see 100. You're like, okay, that means 100% of the time it's going to play. You can select percentages from 0 to 100. I'm trying to move my hand so you can see. But you also can go into a different thing right here. So you see this right here? 15T, I don't know what that means. N1, 1 out of 2. So this means that it will play the first time and skip the second time. Does that make sense? It'll play the second time only, right? Or to play the first of 3 times, or to play the second of the third of 3 times, or the third, or the first of 4, second of 4, third of 4, 4 of 4. And it goes all the way until, we're going to see where it goes, to 8, right? So I'm going to do, because we're not going to play it that many times, just something simple to show you. We'll do it only, this note is, our snare is only going to play on the first of 2 runs. Okay, so now, see it skipped it. So I've never had an Electron, and I would love to have one. They're a little pricey for my budget personally. And, but I do have some Electron-like apps. I have one that was made by a guy who worked on the team for Electron. I've talked about it before. It's Fours.fm, Opal. His Opal is very much like a Digitac kind of vibe. And it allows you to do similar probability. Now, probability is also in iOS on Hammerhead, which I really like that app, actually. I haven't used it in a while, but on my first album I dropped, I have about 5 songs where I use that Hammerhead app in there, and it's really nice. And Hammerhead has the probability kind of stuff on there. Of course, you're using your fingers and sliding down a screen, all that, but that didn't even sound right. But whatever, you know what I'm saying. So anyway, 72. So it's super simple. Press here. You go to velocity, change your velocity for it. And then right here, you change your probability. Then this is the, I think this is gain, but I don't know what it's for. Here's the one for the micro timing. So you could set it a little, nudge it a little bit before. So this is what it sounds like. I'm gonna put a kick in there, just so you got a little. See? So what this does is it allows you to lengthen your tracks to make them not so stale, I guess you'd say, the same old beat just on repeat constantly, which can get pretty old if you ask me. So here we have, so let's go back into it. This time we'll have it go, let's check out this 15T, whatever this means. So it's not playing at all. Okay. So I'm not sure what that really does. Let's see what N1. I don't know what it's really doing, to be honest with you. Let's go back to it. We're just going to have it play 2 out of 2. Okay, so 2 out of 2 means it plays on the second time around. So 1, 2 means it plays only the first time and skips the second. 1, 2, 2 means it plays the second time only and skips the first. So you get the point of what it's doing, right? It's like if you play the pattern, if it's 1, 3, that means it would only play on the first time out of 3 times that it plays. The probability stuff can get kind of weird. But as you grow and use it more, it'll get pretty interesting for you to create some unique patterns. And I think I would probably use it a little less on the drumming, probably, but more I would use it on samples. We're trying to trigger when a sample would control or something. But you could use it on drums. Nothing wrong with that either. All right, let's carry on. All right, so we're going to take off that probability. Let's do a percentage. Well, no, let's just put it back at 100%. But then let's go ahead and do, we'll change this timing like something a little more drastic so you can hear it. I guess that's not drastic enough. That's pretty close to drastic, but not drastic enough still. Let's do a little more. So you see it's off a little bit. It's like hitting before. Interesting. Let's see what's the furthest we can go. 50 is the furthest you can go on that negative 50. And I'm assuming that, we can go 100. Let's see what that sounds like. Yeah, that's super late. Interesting how drastic it is, though. If I'm being honest. It's kind of drastic. Like, okay, so we're going to just nudge it like maybe 15. So you could get your swing in there pretty good. Probably better to play it to get the swing, but if you just need to get a start on a drum pattern, that's pretty quick. put the gate on that thing. All right, let's stop it for a second. Well, I was hoping this sample here, I could just play it across the keys, but apparently not. But anyway, so you get the point. Let me go back over here to clear all this pattern out. And there's a quicker way to clear it. I know, shift clear right here. You can clear all the patterns out if you don't like it. So I still feel like with this machine, it's about the sound and the sampling. I think the workflow for the pattern, you could do music on it for sure. And if you were in a pinch, if you was just this and maybe koala, you could really get, my dog's barking at somebody, but you could really make some good music. But for drumming purposes, I would use it, but I would put my samples in and just play my samples into a DAW or something like that. But that's just how I work. I'll do some different methods of what you could use it for, different ways in the next video. Just wanted to touch base on that. Probability does exist in there. And I think it's kind of nice how they put it. I wish they would add that probability, that micro timing to the SP404. I do wish they would add the sampling, lo-fi. Oh, Lord. I do wish they would, hold on, I do wish in the sampling portion, they would let me turn that mic off instead of having to mute it each time, because it's quite annoying when you first press it and it just blares out, especially when doing a video. But there's little quirky things that I think they'll take into consideration. Hopefully Roland watches these videos and just take that into consideration. I like to make mistakes in the video so that people can see it. The mistakes help people to understand what they're going to experience when they get the device initially. And so hopefully that all kind of makes sense. But anyway, I'll do another video soon. This video is just to kind of introduce you to that probability. All right, and there's my dog, so I'm out.